Look on your map for just a second, your little page. This second one right here is actually dealing just with customer relationships. Logs and statements and invoices and what's the receivables and invoices and quotes and scheduling. Those are all kind of tied into that general little...
Which one?
It's actually this one right here on the right. If you follow it, say CRM.
Oh.
Basically, just so that you know, customers in and of itself is a giant piece of the puzzle. It's a giant piece of the puzzle. Salesforce.com, their main thing that they do is CRM. You create a customer, what's tied to it? Create a customer, what's tied to it? As part of Adilas, you automatically get all this built-in functionality, and you get all these cool reports and twists and ties. You can export to Excel, you can create your own, etc. Watch this. Let's scroll up to the top of the page and select customer. So we're going to go customer and type in the keyword all for just a quick second. We've got 14 people that are in here so far. Charlie Brown, Mr. Darcy, Fred Flintstone, Craig, Brandon, Cheryl, Shannon, Cherry. I'm not sure. Barney, Purple Barney, that's great. Popeye. And Ethan, he put his name under a business name. Did you see that, Ethan? Right there?
Yeah.
But anyway, you can search and you can do stuff. This is just a basic search. This is the casual search. Tons of options on each side for all of their different pieces. Hey, are we assigning this to the queue? Are we just assigning them to the cart? Are we going to their log? Are we checking what their payment history is? Watch this. There's a link at the very, very top right here that says Advanced Customer Search. Click on that for just a second. I want to show you some of the power of Adilas. Right here. So I'm currently at the Advanced Customer Search. As soon as I see that CW again, I want to remember you can change that piece. If I scroll down, what would I like to see? Say I wanted to say this. I just want last name, and I just want first name, and I just want the state and the zip. Oh, I do like the type, and I want the ID, and I want just the drill down links and maybe some notes.
But the ID was assigned by...
The ID gets assigned by the computer. Okay?
So what if you didn't put that in?
What if you didn't put what in?
What if you said, no, I don't want to see the...
This is what do you want to see? This is a report building function.
Okay, so it
watch
would
this.
already be there.
Oh yeah, yeah. All of
I
these
just
pieces.
don't have to see it.
All of these pieces. This is just a report building function. If I don't want to see the customer ID number, I don't have to at all. Okay. So, what fields will show up? Click, 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 click. Just make up your own. Here's some filters. You can filter this thing to your heart's content. Okay. If you want, or you can just leave it blank. So I could select customer type. Hey, I want all the cartoons. Hey, I want all the whatever. I'm just going to say search the customers. And it'll build me a much smaller report. If I don't want a certain thing, I would hit refine your search. Say I didn't want all those links. I just wanted a nice little export. I'd come in here and I'd say, take off the drill down links. Same report, get it. Boop. Oh, there's nothing in the notes column. I'm going to refine that. I don't want that either. Click that, submit the report. Perfect, that's exactly what I'm looking for right this second, okay? Depending on what your particular thing was. The functionality is huge that you can basically point and click and filter your reports. A lot of the different sections have very similar type features in it. If you have the advanced feature, you can even export this to Excel, exactly what you tell it. You're like, hey, I want to export this to Excel. You can take the same exact thing and export it. So if I say refine my search, say I was happy with it, I could come down to the bottom and say, hey, report type, you are now Excel. Click it, whoop. Say I was just going to open this particular one or save it, whatever I wanted to do. Mine's thinking just a second. There's an Excel file. I can actually now do functions and all this kind of stuff in there. It's in an Excel file.
And that would only happen if the computer on had Excel. It's not built into...
Correct.
You're
So
assuming, yeah.
basically, if you didn't, you could say export to Excel and it would save it. If you don't have Excel, in part of the help files for anything that does the exports, we have a link to a thing called openoffice.org. Okay, OpenOffice is a freeware product, but it opens Excel files. Okay, it's a powerful little product. It's very, very powerful. Recently purchased by Oracle. Okay, so it used to be under Sun Microsystems, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but they created this. It was a competitor for Microsoft Office, and they offer it free. Okay, so if you don't have Excel, save it to Excel and then open it in OpenOffice.
Just FYI, OpenOffice now belongs to Apache. The
Oh,
server.
okay. So
Apache.
Apache bought it from Oracle.
They just
Okay.
they ship it all around.
Okay. Anyway, it's a handy little product, and if you don't want to pay for the Microsoft Office
Right.
suite, OpenOffice is a great solution. You have word processing, you have basically spreadsheets, you have database, you have PowerPoint type stuff. It's basically those same type of deals. It's called OpenOffice. A quick little Google could get you there. Cool. We kind of jumped off into customers for a second. Why don't we do this? Why don't we clear our carts? I don't want anything in your cart, so hit View Cart, and we're going to clear them. There's links all around. Here's a clear cart. Here's a clear cart. If you're on a different page, there might be another clear cart, but there's ways to clear the cart. Clear it so you're back at your home page.
All that work is gone.
I don't know what you had in there. I didn't have much in there at all, so I was just speaking for myself. Okay, here's a question. How many different ways do you think we can assign this customer? Or do you want to know all the ways, or would you rather just be like, let me build a cart and assign a customer to it?
I don't want to know too many ways.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
don't
everybody
use too
else.
many ways.
Okay.
I wanted to know all the ways.
Okay. Why don't we...
Keeping it out close our
Okay, so the reason I ask, and once again, remember you're coming up to a pool. Are you going to dive? Are you going to swim? Are you going to wade? Are you going to do what? You have tons of options. Real quick before we go, and we'll vote as a class what we want to do. How about that? Okay? I can search for the customer first and start the cart from there. I can start the cart and then add the customer later. I could also put the customer in a queue. He's sitting there waiting, and then I can start the cart from there. There's a number of different ways. How would you guys like to get a customer in? You guys want to vote?
I want to do a cart and then put a customer in.
Perfect. All right, she was the first one to speak up. You guys are too slow, so start your cart. Click on that.
Start your cart.
Yeah, start your cart. Go ahead and get in there. Now immediately we're right in ad mode, just like we were. What am I going to put in here? What am I going to put in here? Okay?
Are we in counter sale or does
No, well, it doesn't matter. Eventually what happens, if you start as a counter sale, you won't have the customer info showing by
So
default.
customer invoice is where we should go right now?
Yeah. Ideally, you'll have a customer invoice. Just so you know, the system is smart enough. If you start as a counter sale, and then you end up adding a customer, when you go to checkout, you're no longer a counter sale, buddy. And it'll flip it for you. Those are the two main types. Counter means no customer. Customer means I've got at least one customer in the cart. Okay. So I've got it right here. There's a link right there that says choose customer. Okay. Click. Whomever you wanted to do. I'm going to do SpongeBob just for fun. Hit search. And you'll see a little handy dandy link once it comes up. It says assign to cart. That is the easiest way to get somebody into a cart. When I say easiest, that's the traditional way. That's the oldest way. How about I put it that way? As far as how you could do it.
So what if he wasn't there?
Oh, no problem. You would just say,
I
you
could
would search for
start
him.
the cart, and I could search for him, and then I could just go ahead and enter him.
You add him, and as soon as you're done adding him, because you're in cart mode and it can tell that you were in cart mode, boop, he gets flopped in there.
Okay.
He'll get flopped in there automatically. So we haven't automated everything, but at that point we're like, okay, I pretty much know where you're headed with this one, so I'm going to kind of try to help you out. Okay? We haven't done anything. Do you guys want to do the exact same thing? We'll still start the cart, and then we'll go add the person a little bit later. Want to see just a micro variation of this?
You bet.
Okay, clear your cart again. Okay, and start a brand new one. It's going to be a customer invoice, and we're right here, okay?
You said customer invoice?
Correct. So we have a blank card, 0 line items, 0 customers, 0 anything.
So what are we doing now? We're just,
Okay, what we're doing is we're doing the exact same thing, we're just going to put a light little variation on it, okay?
okay.
If you want, we clicked on this little link right here. My quick search already has customer in it. If I wanted to, I could type in something right here as well. Sponge or whatever I wanted and hit go. I can look at his information, see where he's at. I happen to be on SpongeBob's log page right now, which is his main detail page for a customer. There's a link right there. I'm looking at SpongeBob's, oh yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Yep, I've got all his information. I just checked to make sure this documentation is correct. I did a whole bunch of things. Instead of just a basic search, I wanted to verify that this is really SpongeBob. I can tell he's square and got the cute little shorts on and stuff like that. He's standing in front of me. I might have searched him, and then I go to the log. Oh, yep, I got you covered, no problem. And then I'll probably just click that little button type thing, okay? Basically, that's just another way, but what I did is I just drilled down just a little deeper. What's in his gallery? Do I want to check any of his documentation? Is there any notes like, hey, don't service this person, he's enemy of the company? No, I'm just teasing you. Basically, click, you would assign him to the cart. There are tons of ways to go around the system, okay? A couple of the other ways is you could actually go directly to the customer first. You wouldn't even have to have a cart started, and you could start from there. So oftentimes, instead of starting the cart first, sometimes people will actually go to the customer, verify they know who it is, and start the cart from there. Another way that people do it is through the queue. And the queue, basically what it does, it says who's first, who's next, how long have you been here, and it automatically can flush that queue, or it can take it and service it out of the queue. It's kind of a cool little feature. So, any other questions on that? I'm not going to belabor that. I don't want to beat that horse. Okay, you can do it multiple ways. Any questions? Cool. Let's. Steve, I know you're popping on some other stuff real quick. What do you normally tell people when you do customers? Okay, here's one thing I would say. If you want to learn something about customers, there's probably about 4 or 5 YouTube videos that show how to do this and this and this and this and this and this, all from the YouTube videos. If you're not sure how to get that, go home, and there's a link right from the home page. The main map is a great one. Click here, Adilas YouTube training videos. We scroll down to customers. CRM functionality. I lied, there's not 5. There are quite a few, okay? And you can just pop one of those things into your YouTube player, and you'll be able to see your stuff. No problems.
You wait a little too quick. How did you get there?
Okay,
Home?
let's everybody go home, just
Got
for a quick second. Above it says more options.
I'll miss that. There you go.
Okay, and if you miss that, guess
Spelled
what?
more wrong.
That's a different more. Training and support as a button also has a link to the YouTube videos, if that makes more sense, rather than going more options, okay? Tons and tons of different YouTube videos. They all have a, what's the length, what's the thing. As you do it and you populate one, say I'm looking at a customer CRM functionality, I click on it, it'll come over here into your log file, and then you're able to virtually say, okay, cool, play this. And I have the things turned off right now, but basically once it comes up, it'll actually play the YouTube video. It's thinking right now. Anyway, you can listen to it, you can do whatever you wanted to do.